The Magdalene Asylum, also known as the Magdalene Laundries, were institutions for rehabilitating women. These places were meant for those who did not conform to society's ideals of a good and decent citizen. Many women were sent there for failing to meet expectations of morality and propriety. Infant gas masks from World War II. These masks were designed to protect newborns from chemical attacks during the war. They were part of the broader effort to safeguard civilians from potential gas warfare. Father Luis Manuel Padilla is seen carrying a wounded government soldier, shot down in the streets of Puerto Cabello, Venezuela. The scene captures the chaos and violence of the conflict. Father Padilla's act symbolizes compassion amidst the turmoil. Prisoners of the Ebensee concentration camp, 1945. This haunting image shows the frail survivors of one of the Nazi camps, liberated near the end of World War II. Their condition reflects the horrific suffering endured under brutal conditions. With her brother on her back, a war-weary Korean girl trudges past a broken-down M26 tank at Hanju, South Korea. The date is September 6, 1951, during the Korean War. The image captures the heavy toll of the conflict on civilians, especially children. A photograph of two men detained for having sexual relations with each other, taken in Stockholm, Sweden, in 1897. This image reflects the criminalization and persecution of same-sex relationships during that era. An unidentified man during the Great Depression, circa 1932. His worn expression reflects the hardships faced by many during this economic crisis. The image captures the struggle and uncertainty of the era. Belgian coal miners crowd into the elevator after a day's work, circa 1900. The cramped conditions reflect the tough, dangerous environment they endured underground. This image captures the daily reality of coal mining life during that era. Servants, obey your masters. A Bible written for Caribbean slaves. The text was edited to remove all references to freedom, delivering a specific and controlled message to enslaved people. This version of the Bible was used to reinforce obedience and submission. Hungarian Jews selected by the Nazis for the gas chambers at Auschwitz concentration camp. This photograph is from the Auschwitz album, 1944. It captures a moment of unimaginable tragedy during the Holocaust. A moment captured during a nuclear explosion test, photographed with Harold Edgerton's Rapidtronic camera at a shutter speed of 1/1,000,000th of a second. This incredible technology allowed for the precise recording of such rapid events. The photograph dates back to the 1950s, capturing the power and intensity of nuclear tests. A clock stopped at 8:15 a.m., found in Hiroshima, August 1945. This time marks the moment the atomic bomb exploded over the city. The clock serves as a haunting reminder of the devastation caused by the bombing. An Indian Army ambulance driver grips his hand tightly, showing that the intense pain in his leg has almost completely subsided. This photo was taken during the Korean War in 1951. It captures a moment of relief amid the suffering of war. All women and young girls used radium paint in 1922 without any protective measures or warnings. This dangerous practice exposed them to harmful radiation. The lack of safety precautions led to severe health consequences for many of these workers. A prisoner at the Rab concentration camp. This image captures the harsh conditions faced by those detained in the camp. The prisoner's expression reflects the suffering endured during this dark chapter of history. A nurse in their bombed trench among the hospital wards, France, 1918. This photograph captures the harsh and challenging conditions faced by medical personnel during World War I. It highlights their dedication and resilience amidst the devastation of war. A Nazi rally with 20 Americans in attendance at Madison Square Garden, 1939. This disturbing event showcases the presence of Nazi sympathizers in the United States before the outbreak of World War II. The rally represents a dark chapter in history, highlighting the dangerous influence of extremist ideologies during that time. Red rebels being executed in Varkaus during the Finnish Civil War of 1918. This image captures the brutal aftermath of the conflict between the Red Guards and White Guards. It serves as a stark reminder of the violence and bloodshed that marked this turbulent period in Finland's history. Unstoppable Australians at Anzac. An Australian soldier carries a wounded comrade to the hospital during the Gallipoli campaign, around 1915. This image highlights the bravery and camaraderie of the Anzac forces amidst the harsh conditions of war. Nagasaki, Japan. After being attacked with an atomic bomb, the devastation caused by the bombing is visible, with much of the city reduced to rubble. This moment marks one of the most tragic events in history. Contributing to the end of World War II, Chinese soldiers captured, begging for their lives as they fear execution. Korea, 1951. This powerful image shows the desperation and fear experienced by prisoners of war during the Korean War. It highlights the harsh realities of conflict and the human cost of war. A woman stands with her arms raised at the Berlin Wall, in the western sector, after waiting for 3 hours to meet her friends and family in East Berlin. The image captures the emotional moment of reunification, as she is finally able to cross the divide. It symbolizes the hope and joy of those longing for connection after years of separation. A scene at a London train station showing soldiers arriving while children are being evacuated from the city. This moment captures the tension and uncertainty of wartime Britain during World War II. It reflects the impact of the war on families, with children being sent away for safety while soldiers prepared for battle. A colored drinking fountain from the mid-20th century, featuring the drinking style of African Americans. This image highlights the segregation and racial discrimination that were prevalent during that time. It reflects the painful reality of the era when racial divides were enforced in public spaces. A fierce fire on the steps of the Sumitomo Bank, Hiroshima branch. This photo captures the devastation caused by the atomic bombing of Hiroshima in 1945. The scene reflects the destruction and chaos that followed the attack, leaving the city in ruins. The gadget, the first atomic bomb, 1945. This photograph captures the moment before the bomb was detonated during the Trinity test in New Mexico. It marks a pivotal moment in history, representing the dawn of the nuclear age and the immense power of atomic weapons. The Ku Klux Klan marching down Pennsylvania Avenue in 1928. This disturbing image captures a moment of racial hatred and division in America during the early 20th century. The Klan's public displays of power reflected the widespread intolerance and racial violence of the time. Adolf Hitler and his entourage walking near the Eiffel Tower in Paris on June 23, 1940, after Nazi Germany's occupation of France. This photograph captures a moment of triumph for Hitler during World War II. It symbolizes the Nazi regime's domination over Paris and its cultural significance as a symbol of conquest. Adolf Hitler and his entourage walking near the Eiffel Tower in Paris on June 23, 1940, following Nazi Germany's occupation of France. This moment marks a symbol of Nazi triumph and the humiliation of France during World War II. The photograph captures a chilling display of control as the Nazi forces took over one of Europe's most iconic cities. The Ku Klux Klan parade on September 13, 1926. This disturbing event reflects the Klan's public display of power and racial animosity in America during the early 20th century. The march symbolizes a time of intense racial division and violence, with the Klan advocating for white supremacy. A Jewish Hanukkah menorah defying the swastika of Nazi Germany, 1931. This image symbolizes the resilience of the Jewish community in the face of rising Nazi oppression. The menorah's presence is a powerful act of resistance, maintaining cultural and religious identity despite the growing threat of persecution. Eggs for Hitler. 2 African-American soldiers posing during Easter with personalized infantry shell casings. This moment from World War II showcases a mix of creativity and defiance against the backdrop of the global conflict. The soldier's playful yet poignant gesture highlights the resilience and individuality of those serving during such turbulent times. Jewish prisoners freed from a death train in 1945. This harrowing photograph captures the moment of liberation after enduring unimaginable suffering during the Holocaust. It represents a pivotal point of survival and hope, as these individuals were freed from the horrors of Nazi concentration camps, the true meaning of keep calm and carry on. A milkman during the London Blitz of 1940, continuing his work despite the ongoing air raids. This image symbolizes resilience and determination amidst the chaos and destruction of World War II. A spear fishing event by the Ojibwe Native Americans in Minnesota, 1908. This photograph captures the traditional hunting techniques used by the Ojibwe people for sustenance. It highlights their deep connection to nature and the skills passed down through generations. A Japanese couple taking a selfie in front of a mirror, 1920s. This photograph captures a moment of personal connection and a unique glimpse into everyday life in early 20th century Japan. The couple's joyful pose highlights the timeless human desire to document and share special moments. David Isom, 19 years old, broke racial boundaries at a segregated swimming pool in Florida on June 8, 1958, leading officials to shut down the facility. His courageous act of defiance challenged the racial segregation prevalent at the time. This moment became a symbol of the growing fight for civil rights and equality in America. On February 8, 1943, the Nazis hanged 17-year-old Lepa Radi for being a Yugoslav partisan during World War II. When they asked her to reveal the names of her comrades, she responded, "You will know them when they come to avenge me." Her courage and defiance became a symbol of resistance against Nazi oppression. An oasis in Giza, 1917. This photograph captures the contrast between the lush, green oasis and the surrounding desert landscape. It offers a glimpse into the natural beauty and tranquility. Amidst the vast, arid environment of Egypt, a teenager at an Elvis Presley concert at the Philadelphia Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, on April 6, 1957. This image captures the excitement and enthusiasm of fans during the height of Elvis's popularity. The photograph reflects the cultural impact of his music and the energy of his live performances. A teenager at an Elvis Presley concert at the Philadelphia Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, on April 6, 1957. This image captures the excitement and enthusiasm of fans during the height of Elvis's popularity. The photograph reflects the cultural impact of his music and the energy of his live performances. A Chippewa Native American named John Smith, who lived in the woods near Cass Lake, Minnesota, claimed to be 137 years old before passing away in 1922. This photograph, taken in 1915, captures him at an advanced age, a testament to his long life and connection to the natural world. His claim adds to the fascinating stories of longevity among Native American communities. Not everyone is a fan of bikinis, captured at Miami Beach in the 1980s. This image highlights the diversity of personal preferences, even in a place known for its beach culture. It reflects the varying attitudes toward fashion and body image during that era. Zuya Hiaya, going to the battlefield, and her daughter, Sikangu, photographed in 1905. This image captures a moment of resilience and strength within the Sikangu Lakota community. It reflects the cultural traditions and enduring spirit of Native American families during that time. A couple watching the Apollo 8 rocket launch in 1968. This moment captures the excitement and awe surrounding one of humanity's greatest achievements in space exploration. The image reflects the sense of unity and wonder that the Apollo missions inspired across the world. An Enoch man teaching a boy how to shoot, around 1920. This photograph captures a moment of tradition and skill sharing within the Enoch community. It reflects the importance of passing down survival knowledge from one generation to the next. Two Kashmir giants posing for American photographer James Rickleton in 1903. This image captures the striking appearance of the two men, showcasing their exceptional stature. Rickleton's photograph reflects the fascination with unique individuals and cultures during the early 20th century. In 1969, when Black Americans were still banned from swimming with white people, Mr. Rogers decided to invite Officer Clemens to join him in the pool and cool their feet together. This act of friendship and defiance against racial segregation was a powerful moment on his television show. It served as a subtle yet significant statement of equality and unity during a time of deep racial tensions. No dog biscuits today. London, 1939. This photograph humorously captures a moment during a time of scarcity in the prelude to World War II. It highlights the hardships and rationing that affected both humans and animals during that period. Bobby Gibb, the first woman to run the Boston Marathon in 1966, ran without a number, as women were not officially allowed to participate in the race. Her courageous act of defiance challenged the gender norms of the time. Gibbs' determination paved the way for future female athletes in long-distance running. One of the first photographs showing a Native American with a wolf. Unlike the myths created by settlers about wolves, indigenous peoples maintained a close and respectful relationship with them. This image highlights the deep connection between Native Americans and the natural world, particularly with wolves. A bride leaving her bombed house to go to her wedding ceremony. London, November 4, 1940. This photograph captures the resilience and determination of a woman amidst the devastation of World War II. It reflects the contrast between personal joy and the harsh realities of wartime life. A bride leaving her bombed house to go to her wedding ceremony. London, November 4, 1940. This photograph captures the resilience and determination of a woman amidst the devastation of World War II. It reflects the contrast between personal joy and the harsh realities of wartime life. A boy with his car. 1930s. The photograph captures the boy's pride and style, showcasing the charm of his miniature vehicle. It reflects the innocence and joy of childhood in an era where such toys were a symbol of imagination and social trends. A couple in a bar. Pittsburgh, 1959. This photograph captures a candid moment of social interaction during the late 1950s. It reflects the casual and vibrant nightlife culture of the era. The photograph shows inventor Charles S.L. Baker and his assistant demonstrating their heating radiation system in 1906. This innovation represents an early step in modern heating technology. The image highlights their contribution to improving home comfort through scientific advancements. Learning to ride a bicycle, 1961. This moment captures the excitement and determination of a young person mastering a new skill. It reflects a rite of passage for many during this time, symbolizing growth and independence. Children in New York sleeping on the streets to stay cool at night, early 1900s. This photograph captures the harsh living conditions of impoverished families during that time. It reflects the struggle for basic comfort and survival amidst urban poverty. Children at a resort, photographed by Martin Munkachi in 1929. This image captures the carefree joy and innocence of childhood during a time of leisure. Munkachi's work reflects his ability to capture spontaneous moments full of life and movement. Pensive, photographed by Pierre-Louis Pierson in 1893. This portrait captures a moment of deep reflection, showcasing the subject's contemplative expression. Pierson's work often conveyed emotional depth, emphasizing the introspective nature of his subjects. The 13 Beheaded Soldiers, a photograph of an unknown origin from 1910. The image depicts the brutal aftermath of a violent execution. It serves as a haunting reminder of the extreme violence and loss of life during that time. The head of a man with a hat and cigar, photographed by Leon Levenstein in 1960. This striking portrait captures the confident and timeless essence of the subject. Levenstein's work often focused on candid moments, revealing the character of everyday people. Isambard Kingdom Brunel, standing in front of the powerful chains of the Great Eastern, photographed by Robert Howlett in 1857. The image captures the immense scale of the ship and Brunel's pivotal role in its construction. Howlett's photograph highlights the engineering marvel and the innovative spirit of the time. Respectfully, Woodrow Wilson, photographed by Arthur S. Mole in 1918. This image captures the solemnity and leadership of the U.S. president during World War I. Mole's photograph reflects Wilson's role and the national sentiment of the time. Henry Duberly and Mrs. Duberly, photographed by Roger Fenton in 1855. The image captures the couple during the Crimean War, a time of great turmoil. Fenton's photograph offers a glimpse into the lives of individuals amid the historic conflict. Spider's Web, photographed by Alvin Langdon Coburn in 1907. This striking image uses the intricate design of the web to explore patterns and texture. Coburn's work highlights his innovative approach to capturing natural forms and details. Frau Hofrat Josephine Raymond, photographed by Franz Antoine in the 1850s. This portrait captures the elegance and poise of the subject during that era. Antoine's work reflects the style and social stature of women in 19th century European society. Loie Fuller Dancing, captured by Samuel Joshua Beckett in 1900. This photograph showcases the famous dancer's innovative and expressive movements. Fuller's performance style, known for her flowing costumes and dramatic lighting, was revolutionary during this period. Les Chiens, photographed by Pierre-Louis Pierson in 1860. This image presents a striking portrayal of dogs, reflecting Pierson's skill in capturing both subjects and emotions. The photograph offers a glimpse into the artistic representation of animals during that era. Climbing to the summit of Mont Blanc, captured by Auguste Rosalie Bisson around 1860. This photograph documents the early exploration and mountaineering achievements of the time. Bisson's work showcases the determination and bravery of those who ventured to conquer the peak.